Welcome to Ink Fitness. For those who are new to my channel, my name is Anthony. I am someone who went from skinny to fit, and these videos are purely educational. So this way, if you are also someone who is skinny, you can go ahead and take what you're learning from these videos, implement it, and get your own results inside of the gym, so long as you're being consistent with things. If you are someone though who's looking for one-to-one coaching, so this way you have a personalized game plan when it comes to your own unique fitness situation, then please go ahead, click the link down below in the description, and we can see if I can make that game plan for you. But since all that is out of the way now, let's get straight into the video where we're going to be talking about why you keep complicating muscle growth, and I'm going to give you some action steps so this way you can stop complicating muscle growth, because it's actually so much easier than a lot of people think. So let's get straight into things for today. And when I say easy, I mean it like with quotations easy. It's super simple and it seems easy when you speak it, when you read about it. But it's hard doing the daily tasks that need to be done day in and day out, right? Because those tasks, they're repetitive and they get kind of boring at some points, but that's why it's so important to fall in love with the process instead of thinking of just the end destination. But enough of my jabbering. Let's get straight into the information behind what I want to discuss within this video. And the very first thing that we're going to discuss is the mindset behind complicating simple stuff in general. As people, we like to believe that in order to get results, we need to do the hardest thing possible in order to achieve those results. But that could not be farther from the case. Oh my goodness. I'm in sales. I'm in sales, and believe me, like I've been selling for different companies, appointment setting specifically for different companies, and the amount of people that I would talk to on a day-to-day basis thinking that they need to do this super fucking hard shit in order to get the results that they need for their business is just mind-boggling. It's baffling. When really, in reality, it's the most basic stuff that needs to be done on a day-to-day basis. So lead generation, posting content, sales, um, client fulfillment, meetings, all those things are super simple, but we always believe we need to overcomplicate these simple things in order to get some amazing results. Think about anyone famous or think about anyone successful. The reason they are at the point that they're in is because they did the boring, mundane tasks day in and day out, year after year after year, in order to achieve those results that they got for themselves, right? So we don't need to complicate super simple stuff, right? It's just mind-boggling. And sometimes I get caught up on this, right? I tend to overcomplicate super simple stuff just because I believe that, I need to do some crazy hard shit. I need to work 12 hours a day or whatever it is, right? In order to achieve these crazy results. But matter of fact is, what are you doing inside those 12 hours? Is it revenue generating activities? Is it stuff that's going to progress you closer to your goals? And 8 times out of 10, it's not that at all whatsoever. You're just filling in space with boring tasks that's not going to lead you closer to your goals. And if anything, it's going to take you away from your goals. And as you can see right there in that second point, what I say right there, it's like mentally we're trying to earn the results and justify by doing all these hard things because we believe it'll get us closer to our goal, when in reality it is driving us away from our goal. Because when we do these hard things day in and day out for however long, right, it increases the chances for us to burn out, for us not to be sustainable on this journey, and ultimately makes us want to quit and give up, right? So as the saying goes, work smarter, not harder. Do not just don't overcomplicate simple stuff. That's just what I'm trying to say here. Now, moving forward, apart from that, we also have like different coaches, different PTs, different fitness influencers in general who give out horrible advice and just horrible information in general that complicate fitness and overall makes people discouraged to go to the gym, because you have people who start to believe that they need to go to the gym 6 times per week, work out 2 hours in each of their training sessions to get results. And then we have people who also believe that we need to do all these stupid bullshit exercises that don't even work anything specifically, opposed to just sticking to the basics, because the basics is where it's at. The basics is what drives results. That's why you see these bodybuilders or people who look good, who actually give good advice, fitness influencer, fitness coaches who look good and give good advice. They always recommend sticking to the basic movements, but always performing them with really good technique, making sure your tempo is good on the exercise, and that you're not just swinging around the weights, you're not ego lifting, but you're actually training with a purpose. It's just mind-boggling to me. Sometimes I see stupid shit online where people are just like doing squats on the balance on like the balance ball, whatever it's called, or just some random stupid ass exercise on the cables that don't even do anything. Just stick to the basics. That's just it. Stick to the basics and be consistent with the basics. It's boring as hell sometimes, but it can be fun at times because you get to see the person that you're transforming into, not only physically but also mentally. Because the gym helps you be disciplined, helps you work hard, and it makes you really face yourself in terms of, if you're on that last rep and you feel like you can't give anymore, it's a mental battle at that point. What's going to give out first, your body or your mind? And it's just kind of a you versus you experience slash battle. Fitness is actually super simple. Surprise, surprise. Not really. You should only be focusing on three different aspects inside fitness. Number one, training. Number two, nutrition. Number three, rest and recovery. Everything else does not matter because those are the only three areas in fitness that actually drives motherfucking results. That's it. Nothing else. As long as you're being consistent with it. And again, I stress importantly, consistency is king. If you're not consistent in all three of these areas, you'll get some results, but not the amount of results that you could be achieving if you have all three of these different areas inside of fitness dialed in and honed in, so that way you can reach your fullest potential and get the most results that you can get. So let's break it down one by one. Let's start with training first. Find out how many days per week you can dedicate to the gym. It doesn't matter if it's 2, 3, 4, or 5 times per week, as long as you pick something that's sustainable and that you can stay consistent with. And you also do not need to be inside the gym for 6 times per week, 2 hours a day. That's just mind-boggling in itself. And keep in mind, some of these people who say you need to do that, they're on performance-enhancing drugs, right? And that allows for them to go to the gym that many times per day and go for that long as well, right? Because they can recover much faster than us natural lifters. So as natural lifters, we not only want to pick something that we can be consistent and that's consistent and sustainable, but we also want to make sure we pick something that's going to allow for us to get the most rest that we possibly can get. Because resting or rest times, or I should say off days would be much better said actually, off days is going to look very different from person to person. Because for example, someone who's 40 or above is going to need more rest days than someone who's 20 or 30, right? That's just how it is. Biologically, as we get older, we just start to get a little bit more tired easily, fatigued easier, and we're going to need a little bit more rest, right? So pick something that's sustainable for you, consistent for you, and stick with it. And you, as I mentioned already, you don't need to train for 2 hours a day. You can get an excellent workout in within 30 to 60 minutes inside each of your training sessions, as long as you are training with high intensity. And what high intensity training is that you go until you cannot do one full rep anymore. And what does one full rep look like exactly? Great question. I will explain that to you right now. So let's take, for example, a bicep curl. So we'll start at the top of the movement. Top of the movement is called the concentric part. Or just kind of like, the part where you explode up, concentric. The eccentric part of the movement is the part down, the way down of the movement of the exercise. So what I like to do in terms of a tempo or something that I like to keep in mind for when I'm doing each single rep within each single set is have a 3 to 4 second count on the way down of the movement, so the eccentric part. At the stretch portion of the movement, so once you're all the way to the bottom, have a 1 to 2 second count, hold it for 1 to 2 seconds, and then explode on the way up. And then you repeat that process again. And that's how you really focus on good quality form and technique while also making each single rep count. And if you do this, if you train in that way for 2 sets, 6 to 8 reps with a moderate weight where you can control the weight, where you can perform the exercise with really good technique, you will reach failure by reps 6 to 8, right? And it's going to be a hell of a workout, and you're going to love it, and it's going to challenge you, and it's going to be so good for you as well. So focus purely on technique. The weight will come second, and most importantly, make sure to progressive overload. And for those who don't know what progressive overload is, basically, it's just when you complete last week's weight for a given exercise successfully, so that way you can bump up the weight by 2.5 pounds to 5 pounds for this given week or that same exercise. For the given set and rep scheme. So I'll take that same example of the bicep curl. If you're able to do 2 sets, 6 to 8 reps, so if you were to reach a top rep range of 8 reps For the bicep curl, let's say you're doing 20 pounds, you were able to do that for the full 2 sets by 8 reps with really good form. Then next week you would do 25 pounds, 2 sets, 6 to 8 reps, and likely you'll probably reach the 6 rep range, the lower part of the rep range, just because your body's not used to that amount of weight just yet. But you get my point. You increase gradually, little by little, of the weight once you're able to perform the given set and rep scheme successfully with good technique. So that way you get stronger, you get bigger as well, and this way you can actually progress inside each of your training sessions. Now will be some training sessions where you cannot perform the given weight successfully for sometimes weeks at a time, and that's okay. That's just part of the journey. You just need to keep being consistent, be patient, and eventually, you'll move up to the next weight that you have to move up towards once you complete the given set and rep scheme successfully for that exercise. Nutrition side of things, super simple as well. If you are looking to gain muscle, eat 300 to 500 calories above your maintenance. If you're looking to lose fat, eat 300 to 500 calories below your maintenance. You might be asking, how do you find your maintenance calories? Go to Google, type in macro calculator. It should be the very first link where you click it, and it'll take you to this nice little web page where you fill out your information. So your information such as age, weight, current height, your current activity level. Excuse me. Click enter, and you're going to get a rough estimation of what your maintenance calories are. Once you get that number, either add or subtract 300 to 500 calories from that. Ensure that you're eating 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight that you weigh. Weigh yourself once per week so that way you can see if you're actually progressing, if you're gaining weight or losing weight. And then once you hit a plateau in weight, either increase or decrease by an additional 300 to 500 calories, depending on your fitness goals. And you're going to repeat that same cycle of either adding or subtracting 300 to 500 calories throughout your entire bulking and cutting phases. And then last but not least, we have rest and recovery. You need to sleep 7 hours per night, and that's really it. That's it. As far as rest and recovery goes. If you want to stretch, go ahead. Stretching is good for you. But the most important thing is you're getting adequate rest. So this way, since we are training with high intensity, we want to make sure that we have the energy that we can get for our next training session to train just as hard as we did on our last training session. So you don't need to do these ice baths, these red light therapy lights, or whatever other bullshit people are trying to sell you. I mean, those things are good in their own respective ways, but you don't need it to promote muscle growth or anything like that. Just get good quality sleep, train hard, eat well, and you'll be good. That's it. That covers it for the video for today, though, guys. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Comment down below what you want to see next in terms of a video idea. Other than that, once more, the link for one-to-one coaching will be down below. So this week, you guys can go ahead and check it out if you feel like it's a fit for you. But until the next one, guys, much love. Take care. Peace.